Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Am I audible? Good afternoon, Gaurinath. So for I will wait for some time. In this time, you can give your attendance. Then I will come to my questions and also clear your doubts. Yeah. So 40 are watching now. It should cross 100. Otherwise, I will call by name. Yeah. And do it properly. Your section, roll number, name, email ID. Nothing else. Yeah. 47 is live. Please give your attendance. I will wait for 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Then we can start the discussion. Yeah. 49. Yeah. And all of you should ready with your pen and paper. All the questions in assignment is already discussed in that lecture, and the others one will discuss here. So after completing this live session, you should have all the answers, and you can submit the assignment just after the live session. Means you need not to do after this. It will take 5 or 10 minutes to complete it. It's 68. It should cross 120 or 123. I am waiting for the students. Yeah, Suraj, I will discuss the first question. I will discuss each and everything. Just I am waiting for the attendance. Shrey Rungta, sir, what does nickel prism do for polarizing light? I will discuss it in the next class tomorrow. Okay, Shrey? Not in this, not today. Tomorrow's lecture will be on nickel prism. Shom Shadaka, utne students nahi. This is the joint class. There will be 3 sections. Sir, once again, can you please explain polarizing using refraction? Yes, sure. Just okay, I can discuss. So what is happening when a light ray is hitting the plane? You are having two parts. One is reflected, one is refracted, and both of them are uh, plane polarized. So the thing is, the ray which is reflected. Okay, I will discuss the first question. So the ray which is reflected, that has a vibration which is perpendicular to the blackboard, and the other one is parallel to the blackboard. Now the thing is, the ray which is refracted, it is not 100% pure plane polarized. There is some mixture of that perpendicularly vibrating part. Now if it go through for number of time refraction, so all the impurities, means the impurity by the by the where the vibrations are perpendicular, all of them will be reflected. So for 3, 4, 5 times it is done to be refracted. So after that we get the pure plane polarized light using refraction. Shantan Dasgupta said about the magnetic field, we are not considering it because it is perpendicular to the plane of electric field and it is the direction of polarized light. Uh, is that why? Oh, actually, okay. now you can start asking question. The first things about that magnetic field. See, when a electromagnetic field is propagating, the electric field vector, the magnetic field vector, and the propagation vector are always perpendicular. So if I only describe the thing in terms of electric field, the magnetic field will be always in the perpendicular direction. So the direction of the magnetic field will be always fixed. So there is no need to describe it in terms of magnetic field. If I just say this is the propagation direction, this is the propagation direction, and this is the electric field direction, then the magnetic field is already fixed. You can't do anything else with the magnetic field. So there is no need to describe the magnetic field again. So only electric field will do. Sir, you asked that if it is 100 when unpolarized, what will be the polarization? Will the answer be 50? Yes, it will be 50. Can anyone tell me why it will be 50? I'm waiting for the answer. Yes, there is 100 unpolarized light hitting the polarizer, and after that you are getting 50 polarized light. So why it is 50, not 1? Yeah, Shuddha Chaudhary. Yes, I am discussing that question. Can anyone tell me why it is 50? Why not 1? Because in layman eye, you can say, oh, that there is only one wave which is parallel to the polarizer slit. So only one wave should pass. Why it is 50? Sir, please explain me Brewster law. Yes. Wait, just a minute. Sir, because it will be how? It's not like this is half. So the thing is, every unpolarized light is an electric vector. So it always have two components. So say this is your slit like this, and a wave is coming like this. So this wave have a component like this and have a component like this. So all the waves which has a component parallel to this slit will pass through. So it is not like that the only one wave will pass through. So all the components of all the waves which are parallel to this slit will pass through. So that we are getting 50%, because other 50 will be this component. So that component will be cut down. So this answer will be 50. Okay. So the next question is that polarizing angle. You can write the answer. What will be the polarizing angle? You just type the answer. What will be the angle? Shiny, the light doesn't require to travel. What is polarizer made of that it stops when in different plane? Shiny, you are mistaking in the basic thing. Say you have a wall. Can you get light after that wall? Light is usually absorbed or stopped by any wall or any obstacle. You can't get light pass through a wall or pass through any obstacle, right? It doesn't need a medium, but it can't just penetrate anything. It is 56 point right. No, 62 is not right. It will be around 56 or 57. Correct. Correct. So the answer will be 57. So this is, I think, the first question of your assignment. You just write down, you take the tan inverse of the refractive index, and your first question is done. Okay, yes, 56.3 or 57 actually. Okay, then what are the other question? Yeah, there is a question to discuss the Brewster law. So that is the interesting thing. Say you have the plane like this. Okay, now say like your plane is like this. So your light is hitting this plane. So all the lights, plane of vibration. Yes, but tell me. Let me tell about the Brewster law. So it is unpolarized light hitting. So this unpolarized light always have two components. One is like this, and one is like this. Okay. Now consider the component which is parallel to the surface. So the component which is parallel to the surface, which will hit the plane like this. So it is like you are digging the surface. So this component will just hit like this. So it will just like you are digging the surface. So there's a possibility that this light go through the surface, and so it will be polarized in this way. And the other component will be like this. So it will hit like this. So it will not pass through. It will just jump over it. So it will be reflected. So in this way, this reflected part is polarized and the refracted part is also polarized. So this is the from Brewster law. Sir, what happens to the intensity of light after polarization? It depends. I will discuss in the next class. Okay, I will discuss in the tomorrow's class. Shohampal, how can we produce, detect, plain, electrically, circularly polarized light? Yes, I will discuss in the next classes. Today is the introductory part. So as I am going to the detail, you will get the answers. Shomodip Bhuya, sir, how do you pick? How do the pictures that are only visible through polarized glasses work? Okay, so polarized glasses, uh, I don't want to discuss in this class now, because this is an example. Say when you are seeing a 3D movie, there is a polarized glasses are used. So it is used to have a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional field. So there is little bit details in that. Yes, Shuddha Sattva Chaudhary, sir, if the refracted ray is plane polarized, then what will happen to the ones reflected? Those are also plane polarized, but the refracted waves has a polarizing plane which is parallel to that blackboard, and the reflected one is perpendicular to the blackboard. Why the light after refraction with the glass prism is not bending but is passing parallel to it? No, it is bending means this, that law will be there, means that sin I by sin r is equal to mu. So it will not just straight line. After hitting it, there will be refraction angle. That part will be there, but the refracted wave will be polarized, plane polarized. Said it will follow Malus law. Yeah, I will discuss Malus law next class. Sir, can you again explain the Polaroids? Actually, Polaroids is an instrument. Polaroids is the instrument which is used to polarize a light. So you can say Polaroid is a polarizer. So there will be nickel prism, tourmaline crystal, various kind of Polaroids. Siroshi Chakraborty, sir, please discuss what will happen to the magnetic field. Yes, I have discussed that. Say your direction of propagation, your electric field and your magnetic field are always mutually perpendicular. Okay, so I am defining this is your direction of propagation and this is your electric field. So the magnetic field is already fixed. You can't do anything with the magnetic field. So if I describe everything in terms of electric field, the magnetic field is always there. So there is no need to describe the magnetic field again, right? So it is well enough. If anyone wants, he can describe it in terms of magnetic field only. No need to go for the electric field then. So usually describe it using electric field, but the magnetic field is always perpendicular. Prithagosh, sir, please explain again about the polarization by refraction. Yeah. So for refraction, what I am telling, say this is your surface. So your light is hitting like this. Hitting like this. So it has two components. One is this and one is this. So this component actually passes through the surface because it is like you are digging the surface. It is hitting just from upward and hitting the surface. So there is a probability that it can pass through. So the component which is refracted has only this vibration. So it is plane polarized. So other part will be this. So it can't pass through like this. It will just jump over. So it will be reflected. So the reflected is plane polarized and the refracted is plane polarized. But those two have a different plane of vibration. So again, one has asked me what is plane of vibration. Say this is your direction of propagation, right? This is your electric field. So this plane will be your plane of vibration, means where your electric field is actually vibrating. Your electric field is vibrating like this. So this will be your plane of vibration. Sir, is there any significance of the magnetic field which is perpendicular to the electric field? It will be discussed in electromagnetic class. There we will show that the electric field and magnetic field and the K vector means direction of propagation They are mutually perpendicular. Sir, can you please tell the functions of polarizer and analyzer? Say you have an unpolarized light and someone asks you to polarize it. So you will use a polarizer to polarize it. So the polarizer may be the example I have given in this class, that there is a kind of slit kind of thing, or actually this slit kind of is not okay, because then you need a, this is a rough example. So if you have a slit kind of thing, it will act as a polarizer. So actually polarizer maybe the nickel prism, the tourmaline crystal, those things. Then comes the analyzer. Analyzer determines that this wave is actually polarized or not. Okay. If this if I rotate the analyzer with respect to polarizer, then you get some intensity variation. And if you have some particular intensity variation, then you can conclude, say, yes, this wave is my polarized light. The definition of angle of polarization, sir, you mentioned almost wholly polarized. Why not completely polarized? Yes, it is wholly polarized because there is always some different plates. Means after 3 or 4 plates, then it will be completely polarized. Then you can eliminate the other part, vibration plane. Pritam Pal, why sound waves cannot be polarized? Because sound wave is mechanical wave. So say again, this direction of propagation is like this, and your sound wave vibrate along the direction of propagation. It doesn't vibrate perpendicular. So for the electromagnetic case, it is vibrating perpendicular, so that you can cut down the other part. But since it is vibrating along the direction of propagation, you can't cut down, or you can't say in which plane it is vibrating. It is actually vibrating in the direction. For to be plane polarized, it should have vibrate in a particular plane. For sound wave, you can't define like this, because medium is always needed for sound. That's why it is vibrating along the, this is longitudinal wave, na? So this is vibrating along the wave, along the direction of propagation. Shalini Bhattacharya, then at what condition of the analyzer we can conclude that the light is not polarized? That is the answer, when the intensity remains same. Yes, when the intensity remains same. After rotating the analyzer, you can say, if it is a plane polarized, then for a particular position of analyzer, you will get the complete intensity after transmission. And if you rotate the analyzer 90 degree, you will get zero at transmitted area. But if it's unpolarized, then you always have a component which is parallel to the analyzer, and it will always pass through. So it will not be zero. Tisham Rao, sir, what is angular polarization? So angular polarization is the angle for which this reflected wave gets polarized. I think I have given the definition in the video. E equal to B cross C, so E is very greater than B. So E is predominantly here over B. Shavarna Ghosh, sir, what is an example of refraction by sound wave? Actually, for sound wave, the wavelength of sound wave is very large. So usually you need a big surface for the refraction. So it is not usually seen in daily life. But reflection you see in daily life for sound wave. Gaurinath De Modak, why we are using glass slab? So no, this is actually an example. You are using glass slab. You can have the same thing using water. So I can ask you, can you calculate the angle of polarization for water? In every case, when I means in refraction you need two surface, it is same. In any surface you can use, any transparent surface. So Gaurinath De Modak, please calculate the angle of refraction for water. What will be the angle? Devashish Ghosh, how n equal to sin ip by sin. Oh, this is Snell's law. This sine of incident angle by sine of refracted angle. So there is a and the refracted angle and incident angle, the addition is 90 degree for Brewster law. So I take 90 minus ip. Sir, what happens, Tathagata Chakraborty, sir, what happens to the intensity of plane polarized light? Okay, so this intensity part I will discuss tomorrow. So if a plane polarized light passes a polarizer and analyzer, what will happen to its intensity? Then we can discuss it in details. It may happen that I miss some comments or question. Then you can ask me in WhatsApp because lots of comments are coming. Some question I can get missed. So Gaurinath, what is the angle? Water 53 degree. Yes, shiny there, correct. How? Because n is 10 ip. So for water it is 1.33. N is 1.33. The tan inverse 1.33 is 53 degree, right? I think by this time you have completed the assignment. All the questions are now discussed. So Gaurinath, no, calculate Gaurinath. No, 69 on it. It will be tan inverse 1.33. It will be around 53. Trisham Raut, shall we submit the assignment after IMCRPT? You can submit it now also. No problem. You can submit it anytime before 8 o'clock. Shoumodeep Sengupta, if white light is used in the glass slab, then what will again it will be plane polarized. After the refraction and reflection, it will be plane polarized. (69.69). What does analyzer do? An analyzer actually determines or check the incident ray is polarized or not polarized. In any case, what analyzer do? Analyzer actually analyze what is coming. So analyzer analyzes and says, yes, your incoming ray is polarized and your incoming ray is not polarized or unpolarized. Sir, what is the Shalini Bhattacharya? Sir, what is the relation between the intensity of the light and the polarization of the light? Polarization of light, there is no such relation. There is a relation between intensity of transmitted light and the angle of the polarizer and analyzer. That will be the Malus law. It will be discussed in the next class. Can you tell me the timing of IMCRP test? It is from 340. It is from 340 to 410. Shomodip Bhuya, the output color will still remain white. No, for white light, for every wavelength, that incident IP will be different. So it will be a mix up. Shukanna Dev said, "Do you have take notes? Why you are so idle, Shukanna? You should have taken notes. It's not like that you are just depending upon SAT. When SAT will give me notes, I will then read. Because it may happen what note I am providing and what I am discussing, and I'm some new thing are discussing in this chat. It is not in the note. It may so happen. Sir, you will provide PDF? Yes, I will provide the PDF. Sir, are the polarizer and Brewster angle the only way to convert the polarized to unpolarized to polarized? Actually, yes, not the Brewster angle. It is actually called polarization by reflection. So there is polarization by reflection, polarization by refraction. These two as discussed in this class, and use of polarizer. So there are different kind of polarizer. So tomorrow I will discuss about nickel prism. So this is also a polarizer. Shukanna Dev, have you taken the notes? Is there any other question or I will be offline? I will be offline at 3:40. 4 minutes left. Sir, please discuss the last part means. What that last part? Okay. Message system. If you still have doubts, you can WhatsApp me. I'll clear there because I may have missed some questions. Yeah, does polarizing angle depends on the wavelength line? Yes, it depends. Polarization. No, I have not discussed anything polarization by diffraction. It is polarization by refraction. Reflection, refraction, not diffraction. Okay, I think there is no more questions, so I am going offline.